And Mine Crypto here. I hope we're all having a wonderful day. And the title of the video is The Gap is Widening and 2024 is looking promising. But before we get into that, please subscribe, please hit that notification bell and just hit that like button and you'll be doing me a massive favor. Remembering none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor and any of the information provided should not be a signal to buy or sell. So we look at the crypto bubbles and we can see we're up one rank to 49, a market cap of $1.24 billion with a 24-hour volume of 23 million. Current price sitting at over that $100 mark at 103, which is nice to see. Small movement from yesterday, and we are down 0.3% in the hour, up 2.7% in the day, up 3.1% in the week. Things are looking a bit greener today, which is good, but again, doesn't really affect me whether it's red or green because I'm here again for the long term. So I move over to Crypto Quant, and as we can see, the exchange reserves is coming down. We are at that 1.396 million and the price is increasing. So we're seeing that gap widen, which is what we want. Supply and demand, we want that to increase as the supply comes down. I think once we start to get closer to that 1 million, I think we might start to see a bit of FOMO. Well, hopefully more and more people buying in, seeing that this project is becoming more scarce, which is what we want to see. Now, some great news yesterday. And as we can see here from the Digital Pound Foundation, South Korea is set to initiate a digital currency pilot program involving 100,000 citizens. The pilot will allow selected participants to spend deposit tokens based upon a central bank digital currency, which will be issued by commercial banks. And we can see here 100,000 South Korean citizens to begin using Digital Won CBDC in 2024 pilot. And we talked a bit about this with regards to the CBDC via the BIS document the other day, where Augustin was talking about the BIS and its connections. I saw a lot of dot connections there with regards to quant and the use of language, and we have to read between the lines in most of this. So we have a look here at the article for the Digital Pound Foundation and we connect these dots. So South Korea is set to initiate a digital currency pilot program involving 100,000 citizens. This program, which is a collaborative effort between the Bank of Korea and the financial regulatory bodies, was announced following a meeting with Augustin Carstens, the general manager of the Bank of International Settlements. The pilot will allow selected participants to spend deposit tokens based upon central bank digital currency, which will be issued by the commercial banks. The BOK sees this digital currency as a solution to issues like higher transaction fees and slow settlement processes, particularly noting its potential benefits during situations like the pandemic and in distributing childcare grants. Usage of the digital currency will be restricted to payments only, with personal remittances and other uses not permitted at this stage. Additionally, the BOK plans to conduct technical experiments including integrating CBDC with carbon emissions trading simulation system in collaboration with the Korea Exchange. The full pilot project is set to commence in the fourth quarter 2024 following consultation and legal reviews. The BOK is open to considering separate pilots based on proposals from the banks. Carstens, who met with the BOK Governor Ri Chang-yong, praised the project, referring to it as a digital one and commending the central bank's forward-thinking approach to future money. And we see this tweet from San breaking: SATP spotted in the new BIS plus Bank of Korea CBDC paper regarding wholesale CBDCs. Particularly suited for permission to permissioned, like we've been telling 1,000 times. Very excited, very bullish for quant and adoption for DLT, API gateways, all the money. And we can see here this document, if we look down here, the Bank of Korea plans to create a unified ledger for tokenized asset settlement. Specifically, asset transfer mechanism predominantly relies on smart contract known as the bridge to transfer assets across different networks. A noteworthy example of the asset transfer mechanism is the Secure Asset Transfer Protocol, SATP standard, which has been actively researched and developed by the Internet Engineering Task Force. This standard is particularly well suited for permissioned ledgers. Furthermore, one of its features to have a gateway application through which multiple distinct distributed ledgers are interconnected. Specific architectures and use cases have already been demonstrated. I wonder what they're talking about there. So we move on and we can see this. I talked about this again the other day where we're talking about Quant combining the SATP approach with OVL. This was actually in Quant's brochure, and you can see here the key characteristics of the overledger. So I won't go over it again if you previously watched the video anyway, but we can see the SATP bridge, and which is really interesting. And we can see this from Jeff Born Quantphi. Seems like South Korea got a little ISO TC307, and that is a standard that Gilbert Verdin created as well. Just one out of the 57 countries who participate in creating the ISO standard for blockchain and DLT SG7 interoperability, Gilbert Verdin. And we can see here ISO TC307 and Korea being part of that, which is absolutely amazing. And we can see we're just connecting the dots. We know what's coming, and the language is obvious, the connections, the dots, as I've already said. And we see this great tweet from Quant Papa, the man himself. Probably nothing, but let's have a listen to this.
Region. So are you tapping into these marketplaces as well, Gil?
We are, and we did visit South Korea earlier this year, and we were there for a specific reason. We're getting ready once the market is ready for us, because there's no point going into a market and there's no ecosystem or there's no regulation that can support this innovation.
So there you go, guys. Straight from the horse's mouth. They are already doing it. They were already doing it. And as we can see, the BIS's statement the other day, with all the language all directing towards a network of networks. And obviously this out today where the director of the Bank of International Settlement has had a meeting with South Korea, and they're now pushing out their CBDC next year, 2024. And we can see the same use of language, and we know that Quant is using SATP. So there you go. Absolutely amazing. I hope you like this bit of news. Remember, please subscribe. Please hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any further videos. All the best, and I'll catch you later.